Hello friends of the electrified charging fun and welcome to Electrified Speicher, your channel all around Škoda's e-mobility. My name is Matthias and we are here in Norway on our summer vacation. And when we are already in the country of electric mobility, Norway, the leading country in Europe when it comes to EVs, well, we thought we'd take a second look. How is it that the Norwegians are driving so much electric? Is the charging infrastructure really that good? Do you find a fast charger even in the remotest location of all? And what about pricing? Can you charge ad hoc just with a credit or debit card? Do you need a subscription? How does that work? How do the roads look like? Because 98% of every new car registration here is a full electric car, yet only 30% on the road is already electric. How does that work out? And of course, we talk about our two holiday homes and how to charge up there. How good is that infrastructure? And here at our first location, where you see that beautiful lake just behind our holiday home, we found that on our Airbnb. Morten and Lena are our hosts here. It's amazing. But we also talk about our second holiday home and everything all around e-mobility in Norway. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned. We are at our first holiday home. You see it over there. There it is. And you see also the ENYAQ below the roof there. But before we talk about electricity here in rural Norway, about charging an EV driving, let's explore the surroundings, because this holiday home is meant to be a building for living for the farmer who owns this plot of land. It's 5.5 square kilometers long in that direction, and he makes a living out of logging, and he has some cattle. He is a forest engineer. You can see it quite clearly, all the wood over there. And when both are old, Morten and Lena, who owns the farmland, they want to live up there whilst giving their farm down there to their children. But now let's move to that ridge, to that edge over there, to show you how remote we are. Because we are here in the midst of the region called Telemark, a bit south of Hardangervidda and just between Rjukan and Notodden. And the next bigger city is 30 minutes away from here. This is pure nature. This is remote. Along the road up here we come is 5 kilometers long, and there's nothing, only his farm and then this building. You have the wind, you have some birds chirping, and silence, lots of silence. Look at that view here. This is where we are currently. And let's move to that point here on the front, you see. And this is what we are looking for. My wife and I said we need a rest, we need a break in life, because to be honest, the last month, the last weeks were really demanding. To be honest, the whole year for me, because since I started this year trying to make a living from my content creation for Škoda, well, it's been tough. It's been really tough. It's not a self-sustained business. The revenue isn't enough. We still live from our savings. The whole trip here, the whole holidays are paid from our savings, but it's still worth a try. And especially the How to Škoda EV series was quite demanding, and a lot of effort was put into those videos, especially since I'm doing all the videos twice. Yes, I did this here 5 minutes ago for the German channel, walking the same piece of land, talking the same things in German, because I want to give you quality content. Yet the channel is rather small, isn't it? The English channel is not even 5,000 subscribers. The German channel is close to 30,000. But still I put that effort in. And let's be honest on this just for a moment. The English channel doesn't pay off in any way. And currently I'm really thinking of stopping it. I started it because it was easier to talk with Škoda, because most of them understand English, yet not German. But as of now, I don't see why I should put that much effort into a second channel just to make a different language. It's a really hard decision. It's not quite decided finally, but well, this should not be the topic for now. The topic for now is over there. How to charge an ENYAQ in such a rural, remote location. Well, it's quite easy, and that's what we are looking in. How is electromobility working up here? Well, how do you now charge your electric car in such a remote location? Well, of course, you already spotted them. Two easy charge batteries are hanging just here, providing 11 kilowatts each. So it seems to be quite easy, and it is. The only thing you need to bring is a Type 2 charging cable, which you normally have in your Škoda. Just grab it and plug it in. And there you go. As easy as it can be. You don't need to authorize or authenticate anything. You don't need to do anything here at Morten's farm, because he doesn't care about that energy. That energy is included in the rent of the house, as many other things. And I know it's quite boring, because this is all it needs. And basically you could even charge a second EV up here. So what's more interesting, I guess, is the story of Morten the farmer and why charging is for free and what's going on his property here. Because Morten, of course, drives electric. Not everything. His truck, for example, is not electric. Or his harvester, when he's doing the logging work, of course it's not electric. But his private car, well, of course it is. And the fun fact, when we met Morten, he told us, wow, is that the new ENYAQ? And I said, yes. And he said, well, I wanted an ENYAQ as well back in the days, but delivery times were so long that, yeah, he decided to go with an ENYAQ 5. And with that ENYAQ 5, his wife Line is now in Kristiansand. This is around 300 kilometers from here, 4-hour drive. And of course she's there with an electric car. And he says, well, where's the problem? And most people would say, well, you're living remote. And he says, yeah, but where's the problem again? You can travel basically anywhere with an EV. You can charge up where you need. There is no problem in moving forward and replace what you can replace and do not replace what you can't replace. And this leads to, why is electricity for free here? I already told you, 5.5 square kilometers of land behind me. There are some lakes, there's a river, and at one river they build a dam. I guess it was not Morten himself, but maybe his father or his grandfather. So there was a new lake, and then they took that water through a pipe towards a power station, which is owned by this farm, a small water power station. And they do their own electricity. That's why he doesn't care about it, because he simply has enough of it. I want to show you where Morten gets its power from, and therefore I hiked up here to that beautiful lake. You see the kayaks, the canoes here at the side, not kayaks. You see that beautiful lake up here in the midst of the nature of Norway. You can swim in that, you can go on with a canoe, you can fish. Here we are already preparing our dinner. We will have some barbecue. And over there is the dam where the water comes from that provides power to Morten. Not exactly up here is the power station, but that pipe down there, the black one, that leads to the power station, brings all the water down the valley where the station is and where they make their own energy. This is not normal, of course not. Not everyone has its own lake and can do its own power, but it's just, it's so cool. He's completely self-sustained if he wishes, own power, our own water, everything he needs, but he's of course connected to the grid. And while we are already up here, even our dog loves it. He's just sitting there with my wife over there, and yeah, that's it. That's what holidays is all about. And of course this is not the situation everyone has at home, I know, but it's a story worth telling, I think, because you can find 100 reasons why not to go to an EV, 100 situations where it might not work, or you can do it like Morten and Line, just do it and it works out. But Morten goes a bit further here. Where it is possible, he has stopped using fossil fuels. So if he's working in the woods, he tried to use as much electric gear and tools as possible until it's not possible anymore. Then he switches over to gasoline-powered ones. And maybe we should all just be a bit more like Morten and Line, and instead of looking for the problems and looking for what's not working. Simply look how it could be done and then do it. Let's talk about charging en route in Norway. Now we are in a small village, population 400, where we did a hike, and you'll find directly 2 fast chargers, 4 CCS connectors, one 200 kilowatt, the other 181 CHEDEMO. And the price, 5 Norwegian krones 29 means 45 euro cent ad hoc payment. It can go cheaper when you have an app or a subscription. And how to pay? Well, the charger says it's kind of easy. Pay with app, with a chip, or with your card. Another example of charging infrastructure in Norway. We are here at Notodden. This is a city in the district of Telemark, and it has 9,000 inhabitants. So Notodden, just for you, there is Oslo. Notodden is here. And when we zoom in, let me go here straight to Notodden, you will see there are not many chargers. There's 50 kilowatts, 22 kilowatts, 150. Because what they did is they have commercial area here where you do shopping and running errands. And they put the chargers where you do that. And the more I zoom in, the more are coming up. You see already this line. If I zoom more in, there's 100 kilowatts. And this would not be so touch sensitive, it would be way easier. There's 180 kilowatts, and these 200 kilowatts over there, well, there they are, and 8 chargers, 200 kilowatts each, directly at the supermarket here behind us. And I do not drive to all of those, but you can imagine how this works, and this is pretty clever. You go shopping, you charge if you need. You do not even need 200 kilowatts for that. 50 would be enough, but that's a clever solution. Put the chargers where the people go to run their errands, and you're good to go. You do not have to put them in the city where it might be difficult to find spots for. Just do it like they do. There is simply just enough opportunities to charge your car. What you see over there are 2 chargers, 3 CCS and 2 CHEDEMO chargers. And what you see here is my route guidance and charge planning from Škoda telling me that none are available, 0 out of 5. And this is so wrong in so many ways, because first off, there are only 3 options to charge here. You don't have CHEDEMO on your Škoda EV. So why is it showing me the 2 CHEDEMO ports as possible chargers? This is nonsense. And second, all are free. And it says all are occupied. And this shouldn't be. To be honest, this is just worthless, because I need correct information here in my display, dear Škoda. We're now at a different supermarket, because everything I tried to charge up there failed. And do you know why? Well, because you can't pay ad hoc. Well, you could. It is stated on the charger from ENYAQ that you simply use the QR code and then pay with your phone number. But only Scandinavian phone numbers work in their app. So with a Swiss phone number, you are just left over. You can't. So I tried my Škoda, but as you can see here in the My Škoda app, as it says there is no charger available, please excuse the German, I cannot even see the prices nor select a charger to charge up, because simply they are blocked even though they are free. So works not. And then what have you to do? You have to download the ENYAQ Billcraft app. You have to register, you have to add a credit card, you have to add a car. This is pure nonsense. The Škoda app is just not working. You can't see the prices if the charger is blocked. Data is not correct. The chargers are not blocked. I'm really enraged right now, so therefore I stop the video and calm down. Yes, and there we have it. We are here on a parking lot at a shopping center in Norway, and maybe you already experienced this with your brand new Škoda EV. We do it with our PR fleet car here, software version 5.4 in this ENYAQ, and the display is going bonkers. This is a known issue since months, and yes, Škoda, please fix that. It is annoying. So many people have that. And a workaround is just to let your car rest for 15 to 20 minutes so that the whole system is shutting down and then rebooting. The error should be gone by then. But don't get panicked when this happens while you're driving. When you're driving and this happens, you still can drive. There is no problem. It's just annoying. And again, Škoda, fix it. Something like this shouldn't be in a car for longer than a couple of days, not months. At our first cabin, it was quite easy to charge your EV because you simply have to plug and charge. And here, well, kind of the same. Here is our wall box, and you can simply plug in and charge the car, which is currently not here but up on the parking lot. But this wall box seems to be a bit different. It's a Victron Energy, and you might think, why is something like this here? Well, the reason is easy. This cabin is off-grid. And it does not have any outside power supply, nor does it have water or dirt water going away from the cabin. You have to do this all on your own. You're complete on your own. For what, you might ask? Well, for this. This is the view from the cabin. And now let's quickly have a check how this works. While they collect rainwater and filter it and have it in a big water tank, well, and they have a special toilet which keeps all the gray water in place. Well, you guessed it, there's a lot of photovoltaic. There is a lot of solar panels here, and let me show you. First off, we've got some here, 4 in a row, to capture this evening sun. Because don't forget, it's 7 p.m. already here, but it's Norway and it's summer, so it's still quite bright, yet there is not an intense sun. Another row of panels here, 3. And if we walk around, well, you guessed it, another row of 3 panels. And I bet very soon there will be even more panels here. The rest is on the roof there. And in total, you've got 34 panels with 410 watts each, so 14 kilowatt peak. And that's quite a lot for such a cabin. Therefore, we have a heat pump to cool and to heat the cabin, because we've got enough of power. And of course, you need to manage stuff like that. And therefore, we've got this little side cabin here. Let's enter the control room to show you. Here you go. Well, first off, let's talk about the dashboard here. You see, our battery is charged to 99%. Yes, we've got a battery, an additional one, a home storage. Currently, we are doing about 840 watts of solar power, whilst consuming exactly about 800. No generator running and no EV charging. Generator, you might think, yes, they stepped up the game here. There is a diesel generator. Why? Because they rent the cabin to people and they like to complain if they have no power. Therefore, this is the emergency system. And over here, we've got everything for our solar panels. There you see the complete system, and there you have it. This is the battery, the home storage, and 3 in a row. With that, we have 16.8 kilowatt hours of storage, which really helps us out a lot. And now you know how this all works, to have a very cozy home with such a view, which with a comfort people normally would not have up here. And that's what makes this place so special. And that leads us back to this wall box. Why don't we charge? Well, 800 watts coming from the roof, 800 watts consumed. We have no excess solar energy here, so we cannot charge, because here we can only charge the surplus of this system. And since it's already 7 p.m, there will be no surplus. But this is not a big deal. We do not have to charge our EV here. We could, but we don't have to, because down there, where the cities are, there are so many fast chargers we could use. And yeah, so this is how they run their off-grid cabin with all the luxuries and amenities you want to have in modern days. To be fair, the experience we had with ENYAQ here is not what you usually have when it comes to public fast charging. You know that that we have to download an app and register and stuff like that. No other way to start it. All the stuff related to the My Škoda app and the Power Pass with wrong data and co, well, that's a totally different story. And I will do a video about their new tariffs and subscriptions, especially the Ionity ones. We never used the My Škoda Power Pass up here. Why? Too expensive, way too expensive. Even with the subscriptions, you always pay less, but that's a story for its own video. So what did we up here? Well, to be fair, most of the time we charged at our holiday homes because simply we had chargers and the charging was included. So the other thing is you drive pretty efficient up here. Our average consumption was below 15 kilowatt hours 100 kilometers here in Norway. So we do not have to charge publicly. But I checked the public chargers, as you saw some here in the videos. And here in Norway, what I find kind of interesting is that they are most likely to be found at shopping centers, supermarkets, so stuff where public life happens. You find a lot of 50 kilowatt triple chargers. Wait, but this is perfect. You go shopping for half an hour and an hour, you charge your car. Then you find a lot of up to 200 kilowatts chargers, which is also perfectly fine. And the best thing about this is it does not concentrate on one single spot where the chargers are, but it spreads over the city. And when you come to those chargers, well, the easiest way to pay is with WIPS. So this is a direct payment system with your phone number up here. In Switzerland, it's called Twin. Maybe you have something in your country as well. WIPS is this thing up here for Scandinavia. I don't know what UK have here. You're just registered with your telephone number and you can receive and you can send payments. We could not operate this because it's only for Scandinavian numbers. And on most chargers, you do not find a credit or debit card terminal like you find in the EU, but you find a QR code. Be aware always with the QR code, there is a lot of fraud going on, a lot of scams going on, that somebody puts a sticker over it, lead you to a fraudulent website, try to grab your credit card data and already withdraw some money. So check this twice. The best solution for that, of course, is the QR code on the display because you cannot fake this. But if you scan this, you will be led to a website and there you can do the charging and the payment. And most of the time it was 35 to 45 euros on the kilowatt hour, pretty fair. And all in all, it's just easy to charge up here. I like that experience. And this should be it from our Norway charging experience and from the country of electric mobility. What you see on the road, how people drive, how people charge. And write me in the comments how this is in your country. Is it as easy up here? So what do you have for experiences? And for those viewers from Denmark, Norway, Sweden, write in the comments what tariff, what subscription is the best to choose if you visit the countries up here, so you help others when they visit your lovely, beautiful country. And with that, stay full of energy.